Hi, my name is miaddanae. Welcome if you're new here. If you're not, it is so nice to see you again. We're going to be talking about season 2 of School Spirit and also what I think is to come in season 3 of School Spirit. Now, I don't know how big of a fandom School Spirits has. I don't know what kind of reach this video is going to get. But I did finish it recently and I have so many thoughts about it and I just want to share them. Since people have been enjoying me share my thoughts and opinions about Yellow Jackets, I was like, you know what, why not? Let's talk about School Spirits. Now, this video is definitely not going to be the same as my weekly Yellow Jackets videos because we're talking about a whole season here and I'm not going to be recapping it. I'm basically just going to be talking about my thoughts on the season and also what I think could be to come in season 3 and just my opinions and stuff. So if you are looking for a recap, this is not it, okay? I think, again, this goes without saying, but I will be spoiling season 2 of School Spirits, so if you haven't finished the season yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I would suggest just adding this video to your watch later and come back later and watch it. If you don't care about being spoiled or you have already seen it, then let's keep going. Let's chit chat about it because that's basically what we're gonna do. We're just gonna talk about it. So basically, okay, I watched season 1 when it came out back in 2023. I think it was March of 2023. To me, that's a long time ago because when it comes to television, my memory only lasts so long. I feel like my mind has so much going on. It can only hold TV shows and movies for a very short time. But season 2 came back out in January of this year. So I started watching it, obviously. Something about my face doesn't look right to me right now. I am having a weird moment right now where I feel like I don't look real. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, I have to say, for most of season 2, I wasn't liking it as much as season 1. Season 1, I was hooked because we had the whole mystery of who killed Maddie, because obviously we thought Maddie was dead. And I was in. I love a good mystery. I had so many theories. If I had this YouTube channel back then, oh my god, I would have been on here every week with a theory on who killed Maddie, and I would have been so wrong every single fucking time because nobody did. I thought at one point that it was Simon. I was like, you know what? He's too good. It was him. It was him. It had to be him. That's going to be a big shocker at the end of the season. Now, obviously, nobody killed Maddie. She got body snatched by Janet, who is another ghost in the school, obviously. Also, there are so many characters in this show. It is so hard to remember their names. I literally just had to watch a YouTube videos so I could remember everyone's names. And I know the show pretty good, but I for some reason have a hard time remembering their names. I don't know why. Anyway, so for most of this season, it starts out with Simon finding out that Maddie is alive, and so he thinks he's crazy for seeing Maddie as a ghost, and she has to convince him that she really is a ghost, and that was a whole thing. And I just kind of thought it was boring, to be honest with you, and the whole watching Janet in Maddie's body, because we really didn't know much about Janet, so I'm like, what is going on here? I wasn't that invested, to be honest with you. But I loved the first season of the show, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick it out. Also, to be totally honest with you as well, I really love Milo Manningham. So I was like, Wally, I gotta stick it out for my boy Wally. No, I'm just kidding. That's not really. If the show was really, really bad, I would not stick it out. But it was just I'm okay, let's see where we're going with this, basically. And it started to get to a point, too, I'm like, what are they going to do? Because, if Maddie leaves, I don't know. And I'm still conflicted with the ending of the season. Okay, wait. We're going to talk about the ending of the season, but I have to explain a little bit, I guess, of how it ends, right? So, it turns out that, when Janet body snatched Maddie, it wasn't as malicious as it had seemed previously, Every ghost has a scar, which is basically their trauma. It's the reason that they can't move on. And there is some sort of item that lets them go into their scar. Now, I don't completely understand the scars, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I do. I don't 100% understand them. Like, I get it's trauma and it's the reason that they can't move on, but I don't understand the going into them and the items that let them go into them and the fact that you can, like, travel through them. I don't completely get it. Like, there's like, I need some more explaining, okay? Anyway, point being, apparently there was like this whole thing, like Janet was researching like the scars with Mr. Martin, and she figured out that if everyone was in their scars at the same time, it could generate all this energy and they could maybe leave the school. And Mr. Martin's like, yeah, let's do it. And she's like, oh no, wait, like that was just a theory, like that's totally unethical, like let's not do that. And so instead, like, just put me in my scar over and over again and let's see if we can generate enough energy. And that's why all the ghosts thought that Janet moved on, because they just lied and said she did so that she could just be in her scar. And basically at a certain point though, she was just being completely abused by Mr. Martin, and he was just kept making her go into her scar over and over again, which she didn't want to. But when these scars are being opened, especially when her scar kept being opened over and over and over again, it was thinning the veil between the human world and the ghost world. And so when Maddie opened the door to the boiler room that day, the veil was so thin and she was just able to jump into Maddie's body. And then obviously Mr. Martin also body snatched Mr. Andrews, which we didn't really get a clear explanation of how he managed to do that, but I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Andrews got his body back, and then Mr. Martin was a ghost again, and then Janet's like, okay, I need to go back to being a ghost, basically, and, like, confront this with Mr. Martin. So she leaves Maddie's body, and then Maddie is, like, realizes, though, that Mr. Martin is gonna, like, trap her friends in their scars, and then it was all a trap, so she, asks Simon to keep her body alive, but her body has no spirit in it. It's just, like, there. She's, like, losing her pulse, whatever. She's taking fucking forever. And it's like a whole thing. Eventually, somehow, she ends up running, and like at the last second, her body's getting put into an ambulance because Xavier, Nicole, and Claire called an ambulance. And so she jumps into her body at the last second and wakes up in the hospital in her body. Now, I have so many conflicting feelings about this, but then there's one more thing. She's like, she wakes up in the hospital, Xavier's there. Turns out Xavier can also see ghosts in the hospital because he had, in like the first episode of the season, he had died in the hospital. Not died, he died in the hospital and came back to life. And when he died, he was able to see ghosts, and he saw Maddie's dad. And he could still see Maddie's dad in the hospital, and he explains that to her, and like, you know, the whole thing, whatever. I don't know. You get the point. You guys know. Hopefully you watched it, right? But here's the thing. She's like, where's Simon? And they're like, oh, well, he lost his phone because earlier in the season, Janet fucking put it in a boiling pot of water. And so they're like, we'll find him, though. And then we flash to Janet going into her scar to talk to Mr. Martin. She's like, I have questions. And Mr. Martin's like, I do too. What is he doing here? And there's Simon just standing in the scar. What the fuck? And it ends like that. You know, we waited 2 years for season 2. I am not waiting 2 years to find out what happened to Simon. Is he dead? Is he fucking dead? And then also, I have such conflicting feelings about Maddie getting her body back. So basically, I have a few theories on what could have happened to Simon. One, he died somehow accidentally because he thought Maddie was, like, he was trying to find Maddie somehow, while like thinking that Maddie was gonna like a goner, basically, because they were taking her in the ambulance, and he thought that there was no way she was gonna make it back to her body. He went to try to go like look for her or something, and he died. One theory. Second theory is that the veil was so thin that he somehow alive walked into the scar. Now, I don't know if that makes him dead or alive, if that is what happened. And then my third theory, now this one I'm like not so sure about, but this is more actually my friend Riley's theory. I'm stealing it from her a little bit, that Simon killed himself because he thought Maddie was gone forever and just wanted to like be a ghost with her. I think it's one of those three, probably. I keep thinking the ears on that bunny are my dog because he always is usually laying on my bed while I'm filming. Anyway, now, see, my conflicting feelings about Maddie going back to her body have to do with the fact that it's a TV show, okay? So, like, we can suspend reality a little bit here, right? in real life, I would be like, absolutely, she should go back to her body and live her life, and, you know, that makes the most sense, right? But it's a TV show, okay? So we can be, like, a little delusional here, right? Not delusional. I don't know what the right word is. We can expand, I don't know, reality a little bit and just say what we want, right? I think she should be a ghost. Okay? And now I'm thinking, if Simon is a ghost, then she should just go be a fucking ghost. That she's got all her people there, right? Like, I'm sorry, I love her and Wally together. I do. I love the friendships that she's made with all the ghosts. Like, I'm a sucker for a found family trope, and, like, they are her found family. I'm sorry, most people in her real life treated her like fucking shit. Besides Simon. Simon was the only reason, really, that she had to go back. Like, obviously her mom is trying, but for most of her life, her mom treated her like fucking shit. She has this group of people as ghosts that are her family, and Simon was her absolute best friend in the whole world, and now if he's a ghost too, there's really nothing tethering her to the human world emotionally. Like, yeah, like, she could go to college and all that stuff, and again, in real life, I'd be like, yeah, she should absolutely, like, live her life and be a human, whatever, but it's a TV show, and I'm just gonna say it, I think she should just be a ghost. I do. Especially if Simon's there. Now, I've heard some people online, like, theorizing that, like, Simon is in love with her. I never really got that vibe. I thought they had, like, platonic soulmate vibes, and I'm a sucker for best friends to lovers. Like, I really am. But I always just kind of got, like, platonic soulmate type of vibe from them. Like, I never really saw anything romantic between them at all. I could be totally wrong. Maybe next season we'll end up finding out he's, like, totally in love with her, or in whatever. But I didn't see that. I've seen ship edits of them, and honestly, like, they're kind of great. Like, the edits, like, don't get me wrong. They have been added to my saved folder. Also, guys, if you follow me on TikTok, which you should, it's miaddanae, I'll put it on the screen. I literally have public saved collections of, like, every one of my favorite TV shows, like edits, like, in the collections. They're all, like, public. There's so many of them, especially my Yellow Jackets and School Spirits folder, that they are full. So if you ever want to just, like, go look at some edits, like, I literally have so many, and they're public, okay? And, like, just follow me while you're there. I post pretty cool stuff on TikTok. Just saying. Anyway, so, like, I mean, I get where people are coming from. Like, he did so much for Maddie. He obviously loves Maddie so much, and she loves him so much. But I never thought it was romantic. I thought it was like a family, friendship type of love. But again, I could be wrong. Now, I thought her and Wally, at first, to be honest, I just liked Wally. I didn't see much chemistry between them in the first season. But in the second season, I felt like there was more chemistry between them, and I really started to, like, really like them together. And I felt so sad for him and her when she had to leave. Also, I was taking forever to watch episode 7 of School Spirits, and my friend Riley kept texting me Milo butt. Like, that was all she was texting me. It was just Milo butt. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she's like, watch the episode. And then I watched the episode, and it was so funny, that scene, if you know what I'm talking about, the scene in, like, the projector room. I'm sorry, like, sometimes I am such, like, a preteen, like, in that way, like, I cannot take that shit seriously. Like, why was he laying there all, like, can you paint me like one of your French girls? Oh my god. And me and Riley were talking about it, and I'm like, you know what's also funny to me is just thinking about the conversation with the intimacy coordinator, where Milo Manham had to be like, yeah, I am totally fine with showing my ass and, like, posing. Like, the way he was posed, that was the funniest part to me. I was cracking the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry, Milo Manham, like, you are such an attractive man. But that was, and I'm not trying to make fun of, you have an amazing body. I'm not making fun of your body, okay? It was just so funny. Like, the pose. I'm not body shaming, I promise. And it was funny too because Maddie is completely covered up and he's just like not. So it's like, why was she completely under the covers and he's just like laying there like, okay, I've gotten so sidetracked. Now, I think in season 3, I hope I closed out. Did I finish my thoughts? I hope I did. I don't know. On like the ending of season 2. Yeah, I did. Let's go with that, okay? I think in season 3, it's gonna start out with Maddie realizing, like, Simon's gone, obviously, and then she's gonna be able to see, like, all the ghosts in the school because she's been dead before, basically. Like, essentially dead. So I think she's gonna be able to see all the ghosts still, and she's gonna be able to see Simon, and I think that there could be a perfect 3-season arc for this show. 3 or 4 season arc where she ultimately decides to be a ghost again because like Simon is with Simon, or they could go completely different and like somehow bring Simon back and then she just like all the ghosts move on or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just such a sucker for a found family trope and I don't want to see her lose her found family. I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate it. That is one thing that I fucking hate is when they lose their found family in a found family trope. It makes me very sad. Also, can we talk about Nicole and Xavier this season? That was such an odd storyline. Like, he already got with Claire. He was Maddie's boyfriend. He cheated on her with Claire. And, like, now there's something weird going on with him and Nicole, who was, like, her bestie. What the fuck? Like, honestly, though, like, they do have chemistry, Nicole and Xavier. Like, I won't even lie, they do. They have chemistry, but it is unethical, in my opinion. But also, they do have chemistry. I can't deny that. And also, I don't really think Maddie would care. I think she is very much over Xavier, like, 110%. But I still think it's, like, a little odd. It's an odd storyline that's going on. But at the same time, I'm also like, maybe not. Maybe they'd be good together. I don't know. Like, because I could see it. Like, I could see them together. Like, it makes more sense than him and Maddie and him and Claire. But, like, personality-wise, they kind of mesh well. And they have chemistry. But also, I'm like, it's just kind of fucked up to Maddie. Like, it still is fucked up to Maddie, you know? Even though, like, she's got Wally now, and, like, but she doesn't have Wally. I want her to go back to Wally. Okay, like, I'm just gonna be so for real, I want her to go back to Wally. Also, in season 3, I really hope that they explain these scars better, and also Mr. Martin saying something about how, like, there's something up with this school, and, like, you guys don't understand, like, there's, like, a whole thing, like, we need to get out of here, it's not safe, the school isn't safe. Like, I need more of an explanation on that. For sure. So, yeah, I think, honestly, that's all I really have to say about it. I just really wanted to talk about it because it was such a crazy ending. I don't know what next season is going to look like with Maddie back in her body. Like, I was rooting for that for so long, but then also not because, like I said, I love her found family and I love her with Wally and I love Wally. I just love Wally and, oh my god, wait, holy fuck, I forgot. Wally's door opened to cross over. I don't think he crossed over, though. I don't think he did. Unless Milo Manningham wants to leave the show, I don't think Wally crossed over. I fucking hope not, because I literally will stop watching. Not really. I want to know what happens, but please do not let Wally cross over. I don't think he did, though, because I don't think he would do that without saying goodbye to, like, Rhonda and, what is his name? See, I can't remember anyone's name. Rhonda and I'm remembering Yuri's name right now and Quinn, who are completely new characters, but not the other guy. What is his fucking name? Why do I want to say, I keep thinking Tyler, and I know that's not his fucking name. Hold on, I might have to look it up. Charlie, that's his name. I did have to look it up. I don't think he would leave without saying goodbye to Rhonda and Charlie, at least. Also, I really loved Yuri and Charlie's, like, romance this season. That was super cute. And also, people were, like, acting like this was like I like a crazy theory on TikTok, but I thought it was like kind of obvious that there was something going on between Rhonda and Quinn, right? Like there's something there, right? Like I thought that everyone knew that. Like I saw someone like posting like basically like saying like that it was kind of like a crazy theory or something like a out there, like I don't know, that they had that like there was something like romantic between Quinn and Rhonda, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was like obvious. Like I'm here for it. I think that they all should just be like a big happy family, and Wally and Maddie be together, and Charlie and Yuri and Rhonda and Quinn, and get rid of Mr. Martin, and Janet could stay if she wants to, or cross over if she wants to. I don't know if I'm forgetting anyone. Am I forgetting a ghost? I hope not. And if Simon's a ghost, I don't know. Maybe him and Maddie end up together. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think Wally crossed over, and I just really hope not, at least. Okay, I think that's actually all of my thoughts on the season. I can't think of anything else right now. If I do, maybe I'll just make another video about it. I don't know. Okay, yeah, we're gonna wrap things up here. I hope that I mentioned everything that I wanted to say, because I did not like make an outline for this video or anything. I just went purely based on memory, and sometimes it's a little chaotic, and I know this video is a little chaotic, but you know, you guys know what you signed up for. At least my subscribers do. If you're not a subscriber and you're new here, this is what you're signing up for. Except my Yellow Jackets videos are a little more structured, slightly. Just slightly, though. But when you're talking about a whole season of a show, it's hard, okay? It's really hard, and I'm not a recapper. I'm not a recap YouTuber. I'm just talking. We're chit-chatting like friends, okay? We're besties having a chit-chat. That is it. Alright, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Something wrong with the part of my hair. I feel like it's not right, but I don't know how to fix it. No. Okay. We're gonna be talking about, this is like just not right. What is wrong? There we go. Okay.